Dustin Poirier versus Islam Makhachev. UFC 290, UFC 203. The fight was on. It was a big fight. According to Joe Rogan, it was a competitive fight. But we're gonna get into that. Let's react. Yeah, so it was a great fight, both fighters did great in certain aspects of the game, and yeah, the fight was competitive. Was kind of competitive, but we saw how the fight ended. Now, Dustin Poirier has been through a lot. Dustin Poirier, Dustin Poirier has done a lot in the sport. He's done a lot in the sport. Seems like he still doesn't want to give up the dream. He still doesn't want to He still doesn't want to give up on the sport. He still wants to take part. He still wants to be a player in the sport, in the lightweight division. And he's made his decision. He kind of still wants to continue fighting. When he set his goal a long time ago that he was not gonna fight past 35, but we're not on that. Let's talk about his journey. He's a journeyman that fought for the title 3 times. Habib break him down, and he submitted him. That was the first title. That was the first title unification he fought for. He was interim champion, and the second time he fought his way up to fight Charles Oliveira. Had a great win streak, beating great names in the MMA scene, and he had a great career overall, and he fought Charles Oliveira, and he got submitted second round. For the third time, he fights Islam Makhachev. He puts on a show for the fans. He puts on a show for everybody. He was prepared for everything Islam Makhachev was gonna throw at him until that last round. He was really not prepared for that, cause that was high level IQ, and that was high level IQ and high level fight IQ. Cause that type of shit is the shit that not a lot of wrestlers in America can do. Yeah. Dustin Poirier gets submitted in the 5th round. One thing about Poirier, he gives it his all. At the end of the day, his all is not enough when you're fighting against a high level MMA fighter. That is an all-rounder. According to me, he outlanded Dustin Poirier. Islam Makhachev outlanded Dustin Poirier. This man has been disrespected his whole career. One knockout loss, and a lot of people didn't put respect on his name. They thought the Dustin Poiriers the Charles Oliveira, the Justin Gaethjes, the Armin Sarukans were not on his level. No, people thought that he was not on that level. Pardon me on that, right? And he proved otherwise. He beat a fast Volkanovski. He beat a fast, lighter, and strong Volkanovski 2 times. Finished him the first time. Just like the story of his career, they disrespected him. He hasn't defended his belt against a fucking lightweight. And guess what? He puts on a show for the fans. When he puts on a show for the fans, the first Volkanovski fight, people say he lost that fight because of the disrespect. because of the disrespect and the level of and the level of disrespect on this man's name, right? When he fought Bobby Green, he fought nobody. When he fought Dan Hooker, he fought a nobody. When he fought, when he fought, when he fought guys that wasn't ranked a couple of times, he was a nobody. It was a long road to the title for that man. He had to beat low level competition to get to where he's at, and then they feed him to the Sharks with his first title defense, and he proves himself. He makes it look easy. He drops Charles Oliveira. He drops Charles Oliveira. He becomes champion, and he submits him. And the MMA community is in shock because of the disrespect they put in his name. And guess what? Islam Makhachev becomes champion. He defends his first title defense against a featherweight. That was Volkanovski. The first time. It was competitive, but he convincingly won the fight, in my opinion. And he fights Alexander Volkanovski the second time. He puts him away easy. He puts him out. He fucking puts him away easily. And guess what? He retains his lightweight belt. And then he fights Dustin Poirier. People were not disrespecting him, but I was disrespecting Poirier because, as I said, he always gives his best, but he ends up tapping out when he fights wrestlers, submission artists, great wrestlers in the UFC. And those wrestlers are who? Khabib Nurmagomedov. And guess what? Islam Makhachev proved that Dustin Poirier is not on the same level as the product of Khabib, and that's Islam Makhachev. It was a competitive fight, and I'm telling you right now, people gotta put respect on Islam Makhachev's name. He puts on a show for them. He gets caught here and there. His chin doesn't seem to be as great as what Khabib's chin was, but overall, he's a well-rounded fighter, and he's a great MMA fighter overall. He warned Dustin Poirier that this is an MMA fight. He gave him knees because every time Dustin Poirier protects himself, he goes down to load up he goes down to load up that right hook, but Islam Makhachev, because of the level, he made him eat a knee. He was throwing a lot of those knees. And guess what? This is where we ended. Remember, this is the whole thing episode. Make sure you subscribe. And guess what? Remember, take care of your fucking body, because it's the only fucking place that you live.